Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect. This is episode 25. Today's date is December 10th, 2019, and I'm Duds, or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs. Today we have a guest, Jimbo. How are you? What have you been up to?
I am doing just fine. I am just getting through a bit of a surgery. I actually was losing sight in my left eye. Actually, I put it up in one of my videos, but had an accident at work. I got a substance in my left eye, and it was a pretty toxic substance, which what's the word I'm looking for? It released a virus that was dormant in my system, and it slowly started taking vision in my left eye. I haven't been as active because of that, but I'm hoping to come back strong. I have been working on my Mixer channel.
Awesome.
That's Jimbo Slice 23 Mixer, and I've been doing a lot of changing. I was on Mixer before. I remember you actually got me started on all the Mixer work, and I've had a lot of fun with it. But I wanted to change things up, change my brand a little bit. I actually went on Fiverr.com and I actually paid someone to help me redesign everything, and I hated it. I hated it. So
never mind, not awesome.
Yeah. Scratch that
part.
Yeah, it wasn't like too much, Maybe I should have paid a little bit more for a better design, but I do highly recommend Fiverr. Just you have to watch who you're buying it from. You want something more professional.
Well, when it comes to my live streaming stuff, I've always loved making it myself.
Yeah.
To me, that's like the most fun part. And I've got a couple more changes coming to my Mixer channel. Nothing drastic as you are with the rebranding and stuff. But my channel just went through that, 6 months ago, where I changed all my colors and everything. And so I know what you're feeling. So sneak peeks. What kind of color combos you going with? Did you fully change the logo?
The logo is staying the same, but I went with like a modern type of look.
Nice.
There's everything matches, everything's in sync. A lot of the buttons, I'm adding a lot of buttons, but most of them are just sounds. So if I do something, a lot of them are like something to make fun of me, because I'm always doing something stupid. So if I do something stupid, there's a button for it, I'm sure.
I've got that button. I know it gets smashed a lot.
I got quite a few of them. So
the biggest thing is put a cooldown on that button, because people will mash it just for fun, and then by the end of the night, you look at that number and you're like, "Oh man, am I really that dumb?"
Yeah. Might have to get rid of that button. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I have I think 15 buttons or so. I have a good bit.
Oh man.
So yeah, something for people to enjoy themselves. But yeah, I am making a cooldown just to make sure people don't take advantage of it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But besides that, I've been working on 2 different Minecraft series. There's the Ripple Effect server that I'm on with you, and Techtopia.
Yeah, talk to us some more about Techtopia, because that kind of blown up here in the last couple months.
Yeah, it's a modded series that was made by Tango Tech. It's a villager mod to where the villagers, they have a certain job in the village, and you have to make them a town hall to get your architect and your tradesman. And this is how you make your buildings, and then you get your buildings up. You can give your villager a trade, and he has that set trade that gets you items, so you can trade another villager to get more things. You have to live off the villagers pretty much.
Yeah, to me, it's when I was watching Tango Tech do his preview series of him working on it, I was literally going, this is the way Minecraft villagers are supposed to work.
Yeah.
And I very much thought about doing my own Techtopia series. My only problem is it's still in, 12.2? Is what you have to play in it, which is a little behind. But it's not bad. Especially if you're playing it just for the villager stuff. My problem is I always expand past one certain thing.
Yep.
I still have thought about doing it, though.
It's hard. It's hard not to play the game. Besides Techtopia, just the game of Minecraft is fun in general.
Yeah. Yeah. So, going back to your eye thing, though, as someone who has constant eye issues myself, the losing eyesight is something that happens to me quite a bit. About once or twice a year, I'll have my eye thing flare up, and I'll just straight up, one eye will be glazed over and just everything's white. And
yeah, the thing is, I see black. It's mainly like blackness.
yeah,
It's
so
really,
you're on the
really
opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, but when they look into my pupil, they got to dilate it to really look in there. They've done some crazy stuff to my eye to where they had to stick a needle in my eye to numb it.
Yep.
They had to stick a needle in my eye to get fluid out to look for the virus, and then stick a needle in my eye for antivirus. So to put the antivirus in. So that was and you know what? I didn't feel a thing. Mm-hmm. Doctors are great.
Yeah. Other than my normal eye situation, I've had ceiling tile particles fall into my eye. And the funny thing
is, has asbestos in it, doesn't it?
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's been a while, though. What makes it funny is I was at work doing HVAC work, and the ceiling tile piece fell in my eye. I was at a hospital when it happened. So I go to check myself into the hospital. They go, well, technically you're an employee here, even though I was a third-party company and I was off clock checking myself into the hospital. They were like, all we can do is flush your eye out, and that's it. So I was like, fine, forget this. I'm driving home to my normal hospital, which was an hour and a half drive away.
Oh.
I get 50 minutes down the road with my eye just absolutely watering, whatever. Have to call my father to come out and meet me, and he has to drive me home. So my mom drove him to meet me, and then he gets in my truck and drives it home with me. Go to the hospital near me. They remove the piece of, I don't know, sheetrock or whatever. And yeah, sure enough, it scarred my retina.
Oh.
And they had to do the numbing needle. So I was with you on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, it was just a quick burning sensation. That was it. It was good.
But they put a numbing drop before the needle, and I didn't even feel the needle.
Well, yeah, I didn't feel the needle. I just felt like the medicine going in.
Yeah.
They did the numbing drop, and then they did the, I don't know, some more numbing stuff because they had to get in there and they had to put some like goo where it had scarred on my eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't feel a thing, and my eye's back to 100% normal other than my weird iritis stuff. But yeah, I feel you on the eye thing. Waking up and like loss of vision is just scary as heck.
Yeah, that's the thing. After that stuff got in my eye at work, everything was fine for a couple days. I think 3 days later, I woke up and I see this giant black spot. I'm just seeing it.
Ooh.
And I put my hand up to it, and my hand disappears, and that freaked me out. You know, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on with my eye? It's got to be from the substance from work. And I've saw like 3 different doctors, and the eye doctors are really confused. The other doctors said they know what's going on, and the eye doctors sent me to a better eye doctor, and they're like, you have a virus in your eye. This is pretty serious. So right now I have 15% vision out of it. I really can't see at all if I close my right eye. So
I've never gotten that low. The lowest it's ever been for me is 30.
Yeah.
And that's when I let my eye get real bad. But yeah, we should probably stop talking about poking stuff in the eyes, because I'm sure the listeners are going like, what the heck is this podcast?
Is this an eye doctor podcast? What have you been up to this week?
Yeah. Okay. So this weekend was my big green screen test for my scripted episode I've been trying to work on. And everyone knows that this weekend was kind of the pivotal, am I going to do it, am I not going to do it episode. Well, I did the recordings, the test recordings for it. I go to open my video editing software, and a little ad pops up that says, hey, would you like to update your software for $50 and you can get the pro version, whatever. I haven't updated my video software since I started YouTube. So it's 4 or 5 years old. And I was like, no, why would I update it? And then at the very bottom, I saw free motion track camera. And I went, I need that for green screens.
Yeah.
So I bought the upgraded version. It's like Sony Vegas 16 Pro. Normally $289, and I got it for $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking for a deal on Hit Film Express. That's what I've been using, but it's pretty pricey. They all are, honestly.
Yeah, they really are.
That's a good price, though.
Yeah, I ended up buying it, and after 3 hours of watching tutorials how to use this new program, because so my old program is like set on easy mode. I get a clip, I bring it down, I overlap clips to do transitions, and that's basically it. I add music afterwards, done. This thing's like full on track within a track and all this kind of stuff. So it takes me 3 hours to learn just how to put the video together in a way that makes sense. Now I need to figure out how to chroma key a green screen and then overlap another video footage to get it to work. But I got it to work.
Nice.
So the scripted episode is still a go. It just might take me a little bit longer than I was hoping to do because it's a lot of editing work.
Yeah.
So
sounds difficult.
It's not too bad. It's just I have to pay attention. So like literally I'm writing notes as I am recording segments of the camera is pointing this direction. Like when you hit F3 and it says looking at this block and it says the XYZ coordinate.
Yeah.
I'm literally writing that down. So when I do my green screen camera, it faces and moves the same direction.
Okay.
So everything's seamless. And that's kind of the big thing is doing the pre-notes so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, is that thing still on sale?
Maybe. I can send you a link afterwards.
Okay, yeah. I'd like to look at it.
Yeah. But other than that, I've started on a Christmas episode for the Ripple Effect because obviously I got to put some kind of content out in between doing this scripted episode. And that's going to mainly consist of just prettying up the base some more. I've got a couple little ideas, and I might build an iron farm if I'm feeling snazzy, since they're so small nowadays.
Yeah.
I have a spot for versions.
It. Same spot or different spot?
Different spot.
Okay.
But yeah, might build an iron farm. I'm just gonna throw that randomly in the episode. I've already recorded 5 minutes of the episode. It's like, you know what? Let's throw an iron farm in there too. Because that's how I do it. But yeah, I mean, that's my week. Should we get on to the news?
Yeah, let's hear the news.
So the big thing that's come out this week, well, second big thing that's come out this week is Bedrock is finally coming to PS4. And I say coming, it should already be out now. So if you turn on your Minecraft on your PS4, it should auto-update to the newest version. And you got Bedrock. Which means you can play with Switch players, Xbox players, and PC players that aren't using Java. You still can't do Java Bedrock talkie.
Yeah. I prefer the Java over Bedrock myself. I've never played on PS4. Mm-hmm. I was more of an Xbox person. That's where I pretty much started.
I know we've got a couple listeners that prefer the Bedrock, but yeah, I'm with you. Java, to me, is where I learned everything. Granted,
that's why I bought a computer.
Yeah, I started on the PS4 and then was like, you know what, I want to play on the computer. So yeah, I'm with you. I built a computer to play Minecraft.
I bought one to play Minecraft.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fun and all, but you're limited, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Bedrock makes you less limited. I know it's more open and you can do more things, but, you know, the Xbox version I was playing on before Bedrock, it was limited, man, and I wanted more out of it, so I went ahead and got the Java, and I've never really gone back.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this before. I was playing on the PlayStation version, and you had two doors, an oak door and an iron door. And then I started watching Hermitcraft and realized all the wood types had doors. That alone made me go, how much does a computer cost?
Wow, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, just wanting a different door.
I got real into it when I started watching Redstone and stuff. That's what really interests me. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I didn't realize this game had this much depth. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, it was... I liked building things and designing things, and that was all cool. And then I realized I could automate things, and then I was lost. It's like, that's it. You guys leave me alone. I'm gonna stay in my room this entire weekend automating things.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have 115 is now out. They had a couple. Yeah, it's out today. Well, It'll be yesterday for everyone who's listening.
Okay.
But the last couple pre-releases were just a lot of bug fixing. Nothing too spectacular. The one note I have is it increased size for client downloading resource packs from 50 megabytes to 100 megabytes.
Cool.
Yay.
More resources.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone has resource packs that large, but
yeah, I've never come across any.
Yeah, maybe there's going to be, instead of the, 16 by 16 pixel, 32 by 32 pixel, 64 by 64, maybe now we're going to have like 260 something pixel by 260 something pixel.
Okay. Yeah, usually I run with the vanilla, but I'll use shaders a time or two. I don't know if that's similar to the resource pack size.
Yeah. I was playing with shaders this week because I was contemplating the idea of recording with shaders, and then obviously my scripted series, I was like, maybe shaders might make it look better, but water just like disappears in shaders.
Yep, it is. It's pretty clear, which it looks realistic, but it's you're not going to be able to see the bottom of the ocean. You know, it's kind of too clear.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. So that's it. I think that's all the kind of news we have for this podcast. Oh, wait. The Withering Effect has reached 5,000 listens.
Oh, nice.
Huge milestone.
Yeah.
You guys have listened 5,000 times. All I can say is, what the heck?
I've listened like 25 times.
I have not listened to the podcast one time.
No, well, yeah, because you don't have to.
Because I'm the one that's there every time talking in it, and editing, I don't like listening to my own voice. It freaks me out.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Yeah, I mean, editing videos is enough to be like, after 20 minutes of that, I'm like, I need to stop listening to myself.
Yeah.
So listening to an hour-long podcast is just like, not doing that again.
I remember when I started making videos, and like my first 5 or 6 videos, I noticed, like, you know, I check in on it and see how many views I'm getting, and I'm getting like all these views. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. And then I realized it's just me watching my video over and over. It's just me clicking on it. I'm like, man, it took a while, but yeah, it came to me.
Yeah, I don't go back and rewatch my first videos because they're bad. I mean, everyone's first video is bad.
Yeah, don't watch mine.
I've purposely left mine on the channel so you can go find it, even though it's bad.
Yeah, as much as I want to take it down, I'm not. I can't. It's my first one. It's what made the series, you know, made the channel.
Yeah.
As bad as it is.
Mm-hmm. But thank you guys again so much for listening to all 5,000. Well, Carl was saying we're at 5,200 now. So that's another 200 listens on top of the 5,000. Holy cow, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Speaking of talking to you guys, here's a little note from our Discord ad.
Hello, interwebs. I'm C3PO, a member of the Withering Effect Discord. A great place to talk to fellow like-minded Minecrafters and to get to know the people from the show. Sometimes there are even puppy pictures. Don't delay. Join the Discord today. Link is in the show notes. Toodaloo! Duds made me say that.
And we're back. Thank you so much for C3PO for recording that ad for us. If you guys want to record an ad, get in touch with me or Carl, and we'll get you set up with a script and something to record. Also, we're going to stick with the Discord some more because there was a lot of listener comments this week, mainly because I asked for them. I really want to get the Discord more involved with the podcast. So keep an eye out for me, usually over the weekends, asking for stuff to talk about. We're going to go ahead and start with me, Jason. I'm assuming he's just Jason. He's very active in our Discord, and he wanted us to talk more about maintaining a server, multiplayer events, and behind the scenes. So, Jimbo, I'm going to let you start with that.
Well, I've never maintained a server. So
yeah,
I've never
I can talk about that. Well, I guess I should talk about that first, then, shouldn't I?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and start with that topic, I'll start on the multiplayer events.
Yeah, because I don't do a lot of multiplayer events, so yeah, we'll start with maintaining a server. It is rough.
Yeah, I imagine.
The first thing you got to do is figure out what kind of gameplay you want on your server, whether it be vanilla, creative, and all that kind of stuff. Do you want a lot of people playing on your server? Do you want a very little amount of people playing on your server? All that goes into picking your server client and the size of the server. I always stand by Bisect Hosting. I ran Commicraft off them for years. I still have a small server through them. They've been absolutely awesome, especially if you step up and get one of their premium packages. It's usually a little expensive at first, but throughout the year, they're always doing like these lifetime sales on premium packages. So it's always worth looking out for those. But anytime I've had an issue, I mean, within 24 hours, it's been resolved. Even when I crashed their entire server in Virginia, bringing several multiplayer groups down because I decided to build a Tango Tech iron farm too large. Oops.
That's hard to do. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they immediately said, you need Spigot. But yeah, so all that comes in choosing a server, maintaining a server. If you're doing a multiplayer server, keeping it active is extremely hard. And I probably would talk more about that in the behind the scenes. Just know, maintaining a server, the biggest thing is finding a server host you trust and who will look out for you. And even though we're not sponsored by Bisect Hosting, I'm going to recommend Bisect Hosting every time.
Yeah, well, as a server member, don't maintain a server, but as a member, you do want members you want to get along with. It is easier if like I said, I don't maintain one, but if I did have one, Discord would be a great place for everyone to meet up, and so you could talk about things, and if you do want to record things, you can collab. Discord is a great place for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing. Have a central location for all your players to be able to communicate, not just on the server. There's a lot of people who don't want to start Minecraft up and like travel to Spawn Town to look at a message board to figure stuff out. So Discords are awesome. I want to say I fought Freddy about putting a Discord for Commicraft because we were using Reddit and something else, some kind of forum or whatever. He's like, no, we need to use this. It's better. I was like, but change is bad, Freddie. Change is bad. I was totally wrong. He was 100% completely right. We switched to Reddit. We went to Discord. Made everything 10 times easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy the whole Discord communication. It does help.
Well, especially because I could put it on my phone. And when I was running Commicraft, I was able to like do so much from my phone for the server. It wasn't even funny. But let's talk about some multiplayer events. What do you have in mind, Jimbo?
Well, to keep servers maintained with multiplayer events, races are always fun. You know, you can always do boat races on ice, horse races. There's PvP events. A lot of people do those. These aren't things that you can just record, but you can have fun just doing those. I think we're going to have a capture the flag event. We're in the talks about that. That should be a lot of fun. And
I'm really looking excited for that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try it. I'm not a PvPer at all, but
I'm not either. It's going to be a lot of screaming for me.
Yeah,
and by that I don't mean like screaming, raging, more like screaming and running away.
Yeah, well, that's where my buttons come in. Feel free to use them and make fun of me as much as you want.
Yeah.
That's another thing about multiplayer events. Streaming, Stream Day. What I think we're going to plan on doing one of those. So that's always fun to do if everyone's streaming.
Those are my favorite stream days because you get so many people who don't normally come to watch you.
Yep.
Especially like me. I'm always Friday night, 7:30. Well, for the English or the Europeans or whatever, that's late at night for them.
Yeah.
So, really, it's Carl's the only one who can come to it. And then also for West Coast USA, they're either just getting off work or sitting down for dinner.
Yeah.
So I don't get them either.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got to stay up real late for all that.
Yeah, stream days is a nice day to bring in some different people who don't normally see your stream. Because a lot of times I'll choose like a Saturday morning time.
Yeah.
So I get to see a lot of new people, and that's always awesome.
Yeah, usually I do Saturdays and Wednesdays, but I do want to make sure I got time for all this. I should, I've been out of work because of the whole eye thing, but most likely it'll be Saturdays and Wednesdays.
Awesome. So let's go into the behind the scenes. I'll go back to the maintaining the server behind the scenes stuff, and then I guess we should switch it to like behind the scenes making videos and streaming and stuff.
Okay.
But maintaining a server behind the scenes, if you want an active community, you have to be daily grinding. And I mean, I was constantly looking for new players and everything. The Reddit posts were a great place because before that it was just a bunch of forums and you'd have to upvote your server a lot of times. I want to say I was handing out rewards on the server, so if like you went to these websites and upvoted the Common Craft server, when you logged in the next time, I would give you like golden carrots or a wither skull or something like that, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, a lot of people still didn't vote. So basically it was me just combing through Reddit looking for people who are looking for a server to play on, and I was like, well, are they a good fit for Common Craft? Because we were looking for specific kinds of players that we felt we could all get along with.
Yeah. And of course you have the questionnaire. You can't just let anyone in. You gotta feel them out. You gotta give them some questions to let them answer.
And that sorted through at least 50% of the players alone. Mm-hmm. Like, we'd have people go, do I really have to fill this out? It's like, okay, just because of that, you're probably not going to make it in now. Because you don't have 10 minutes to fill out this 5-question questionnaire thing. So you really don't want to be here.
Yep. Well, as soon as I got the hang of Minecraft on the PC, it's definitely a change from Xbox to the PC with the buttons and everything. But I went on Discord. I really didn't know where to find a server to play with others. I didn't know where to go, what to do. It was all new to me. So I went to the Mumbo Jumbo Discord server. Mm-hmm. And I asked, I said, hey, is anyone know of any servers I can join? And I got people telling me, oh, this isn't the place for that and stuff. But one guy reached out. His name was CJ. He direct messaged me, and he was on your server. He goes, hey, here's a server I've been a part of for a while. I'm not as active on, but here's the invite or the application. And I filled it out, and what it is the server members get to upvote it. Upvote your application. If so many upvote it, you're in. Is that correct?
Yeah. The way we did it is like, I want to say if you got 10 upvotes in less than 24 hours, it just automatically whitelisted you. If within 24 hours you didn't get that many upvotes, whoever downvoted, we would ask what their problem was with that player's thing. And a lot of times we would just invite the player to the Discord and have them chat around, talk, to see if it was a fit. Because a lot of times it would be, you'd have grammar Nazis that were just like, well, they misspelled this word. It's like, really? That's not what we're caring about here. But, yeah, that's how we did it.
Might not be able to spell, but they can build something.
Yeah, they can build on Minecraft. We don't want dirt huts.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I never knew that's how you got it. I'm gonna have to thank CJ or whatever for spreading the word, because yeah, I had no clue how you joined. Most of the people who joined,
I don't even think I mentioned it.
No, most of the people that joined the server, I was recruiting from Reddit all the time. So the fact that a player who wasn't active gave you the link was pretty awesome.
Just so happened to be in that same Discord chat that I was in. And Mumbo, he's got a lot of different chat rooms.
Yeah.
And I just asked, I was like, look, I don't know where to ask, but I'm just going to ask because I'm interested. I want to play with other people. And now it's come to this, we're on a podcast together. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, a podcast that has 5,000 listens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is completely tiny in the interweb world, but to me that's huge.
Yeah, well, it's only been so long, right?
Yeah.
Since you've
I
done
think there are more listens to this podcast than I have views on my YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a good thing, could be a bad thing,
well,
but hey.
YouTube channel's been up for like 3 years, podcast's been up for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, it means we're doing something right here, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's going strong.
Mm-hmm. So some other behind the scenes stuff. I guess let's talk about videos and live stream. You did some talking about setting up your mixer this week.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the first time I had you to help me do everything. You even helped me set up my OBS studio. Mm-hmm. I've been using what I stream with is OBS Streamlabs. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I do.
A lot
too.
less you got to do. Yeah, you mentioned that to me, and but it's not as hard as you think it is. There's a lot of stuff that you could do, but behind the scenes, beforehand, you got to get prepped. You got to figure out what you're doing on stream. Sometimes you can go in there clueless, but mm-hmm. most of the time I like to get an idea of what I'm going to do, and go from there, really. Get the lights ready, get the mic ready, make sure everything's working, the music. And that's pretty much how it started. Yeah.
For me, it's what games am I playing? How do I want my screen to look while I'm playing these games? And I'm different in the fact that I don't use a face cam. A lot of people complain about that, but to me, it doesn't really bring anything to my streams. I am a boring person, even though I talk with my hands a lot, like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, can't tell, but
you can't tell. Just like on live stream, basically, if my character just stops moving, you can understand I'm talking with my hands right then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just felt like I wouldn't bring anything to. I'm not playing jump scare games and I'm not doing anything that's going to get a bunch of reactions or anything. It would just be me staring at a screen, and I'm not in a well-lit room, and I don't feel like buying lights for stuff. I have a Suzy cam, so you can look at my puppy whenever I want to let you look at my puppy, because she takes up a decent amount of screen, so I turn her on and off. And she relatively doesn't move a lot, so she's kind of boring.
But she's a big part of the stream, and the podcast. Yeah. Always mention Suzy.
She's always making some kind of noise at some point.
Yeah, see, I actually have my setup in my basement man cave, so there's a little bit of environment to look at, so that's why I went with the face cam and everything. Felt like it would help out.
Yeah. Well, see, since I don't use a face cam, I was like, I'm gonna make everything I do look as professional as possible, and I think I've got that down. If you go to my Mixer page, all my I don't know what you call them, posters or links or something like that, they're all nice images. Panels, that's the word. Jeez. Yeah, all my panels are nice images. They're not just typed out text. The images are links. Yeah, even with my buttons on the screen, for a long time I was just using text buttons that Mixer would give you, and I figured out a way where now I can put an image behind those text buttons, so now you get a pretty picture to look at while you're pushing buttons too. It's a ton of work. Don't get me wrong. I want to say my setup now took 3 weekends of Saturday at like 8 a.m. I sat down and I didn't get up till dinner time. Sunday doing the same thing of just lots of work because I'm doing everything myself. And I'm a perfectionist. There are several times I would finish something and go, that is ugly, throw the whole thing away.
Yeah, I've done that with that Fiverr thing.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah, and you put money down on it too, so that's even more of a hard decision. Like, am I really going to throw this away?
I was like, yep.
Yeah, if it doesn't...
I saw it initially. I was like, man, this is a lot better than what I had. That was my first thought. I started putting things in and stuff and getting everything ready, and I'm like, man, I don't like this. It's too bulky. He changed the logo and stuff, which I didn't mind the logo, but it seemed too like esportsy type of deal, and that's not like my thing. I don't know. I didn't like it so much. It was something different.
That's one thing. Like, I want to change my logo because it does kind of feel esportsy, even though like that's the logo I have is literally come up because I followed a tutorial I found online, and I wanted to make myself. I didn't want to have
clean though.
Yeah, I wanted a clean, modern look, so I found a tutorial that would allow me to do that, and then I differed it a little bit in the way some of the texture is on it. Like the duds versus the verses is a flat color compared to the duds, which is a gloss color, just to kind of give it a different shimmer.
Yeah,
I would still rather have a different logo. I really like the more cartoony logos that people are doing with Minecraft characters now.
Yeah, I was thinking about those. Those are pretty neat.
Freddy has a really nice one, I noticed. I was searching through Twitter today and I saw his. I was like, oh man, he really did a nice job on his logo. It's like, I would love something like that, but the figuring out how to do it myself is not going to happen, and then paying for it, it's like, I'm broke, I can't afford that.
Yeah, if anything, I'd give it a shot trying to make it.
Mm-hmm. But on like YouTube episodes, how do you prep for a YouTube episode?
Well, usually it's you get an idea of what your episode's going to be about. You got your OBS set up. You got your the game you're going to play. Obviously, it's usually Minecraft, and I don't know. I usually just go with the flow. Really, I start recording. I get an idea. I throw a lot of stuff in there that I don't mean to, because it's funny. I like to go for humor. Usually at the beginning of the video, I'll show a piece of humor right at the beginning, because as far as I could see, you have 10 to 15 seconds to really grab a hold of your audience, or else they might change the video. So I throw something in there real quick to try to get their attention, and then I go with the video. That's usually how I started.
Yeah, that's exactly how I came up with my ripple effect intro. Was like, I have 10 seconds to catch somebody's eye, so I had Bank do my spinny logo, and I chose a catchy song. And then, of course, now I'm 40 episodes in. That song's got to be getting annoying by now to some people.
Yeah, I still have the same song myself.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about changing the intro, especially since 2.5 for ripple effects happening. I might change it. Basically, I have the scripted episode, which is going to be completely different from anything else on my channel. That episode might be the whole start of redoing how I do things. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it depends if like sometimes you got to role play. You know, I don't know if you've done much of that, but I've been doing a good bit of that lately.
Yeah, I've noticed. You and Winter have really been getting into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It gives you an opportunity to do something different, to maybe be another character than you usually would be. Like I had this detective character I played. I had a lot of fun with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the scripted episode worries me a little bit because I have to do that role playing thing, and I'm not used to that at all. So I've been watching a couple of y'all's videos trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, and let's just say I'm going to rely on camera angles and music a lot more than I will script, because I don't think I can do it correctly.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah. But, I mean, for videos and stuff, I'm kind of with you. I just go by the seat of my pants. I'm recording. If I feel like I'm getting ready to build something that's going to be just really boring, I'll do a cut. If I feel like my episodes are getting too progress updatey, I'll try not to do that. I'll try to build more on screen, or I'll just break down, crank up my extra computer I've got sitting next to me and try to do a time lapse. Mm-hmm. I love time lapses, but it takes so much time and work for me to do a time lapse.
Yeah, it can be a pain sometimes, but they do come out pretty cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that's really all the behind the scenes for me, including mixer, server maintaining, YouTube. I can't really think of anything else. I mean, we could talk about the fact that I built a PC specifically for live streaming and recording YouTube.
Yeah, so did I. I actually put it on my YouTube channel, my PC build.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of your best videos too, isn't it?
Yeah, but I get views on it all the time. It's a pretty popular subject.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need anything fancy. You just have to be smart with what you build with. Like, both me and you have AMD Ryzen chips as our processors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those are not the best chips for playing Minecraft or games in general, but they're extremely great chips for multi-threading purposes such as live streaming and video editing.
Yep.
And those were the two things I was suffering with, so I chose a chip based off that. Not to mention Ryzen chips are like hundreds of dollars cheaper.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper. I mean, if you're just a gamer, yeah, definitely go the Intel route. It's definitely better for gaming, but I get great performance gaming, and we'll see how the streaming goes. I mean, my old computer had some issues, but now that I built this new one, I should have great performance with that also.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to C3PO's question before we run out of time.
Okay.
They asked more social questions for her. I would be interested to know how your friends and peers have reacted to news you play/record in Minecraft for fun, good, bad, and how the topic comes up in general conversation with other adults.
Well, I bring it up sometimes. You know, I need to know who I'm talking to first. I work on a pipeline. There's no Minecrafters on a pipeline.
Yeah.
You know? But there are younger guys that I talk with, and I'll tell them, yeah, man, I love Minecraft. I play it all the time. I make videos about it. They're like, no way. You know, kind of surprised about an adult playing Minecraft when really you can either play the game as a child or you can play it as an adult. There's two ways to play it. You know, and I'm into arts and engineering and stuff. That's what I did all through high school, and it just really took an interest to me, and it kind of took off from there. But a lot of times, I don't bring it up unless I feel like a need to bring it up. But I just tell them that's my thing. You know, whether they like it or not, I'm not going to deny it. You know, I like playing Minecraft.
Yeah, for some odd reason, there's this like taboo thing that you're an adult playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft is such an expansive game that for an adult to play it, I don't see why it's such a big deal. I mean, I've said it many times, I grew up with architecture background, so building in Minecraft is just this amazing thing to me that I can't do in other games. And I used to be big Madden football, Battlefield shooters, Call of Duty, all that stuff, and then I switched to Minecraft, and it calms me down. It allows me to use creativity, and then getting into the creativity of recording episodes.
Yep.
It's like I'm using I'm using a whole nother version of me that I didn't use for years that's now coming up. I mean, I'm writing or trying to write books now. It's like, where was this for years? Yeah. For it to come up, I'm with Jimbo. I don't bring it up unless somebody brings it up. I just, in my group of friends, that it's just not that big of a deal. My roommate Swabby dabbles in Minecraft a little bit, and he's thinking about getting into the streaming gig again. So he'll probably be doing a little bit of that. But yeah, for the most part, it didn't come up. My parents and my sister knows. My sister doesn't give a two hoots about what I'm doing with my time or whatever. My parents see it as a creative outlet that I don't get at work and stuff, so they're okay with it. It's funny because so I was building my PC at their house, and the fact that they were like, "Where did you learn how to build a PC?" And I was just like, "YouTube."
Yep, YouTube.
It's like, yeah, that's how awesome this whole community is. It's like, I learned how to build a PC at YouTube. And I swear, when I said YouTube, they looked at me like, yeah, how much did you spend on that? It's not going to work. And to see their faces when it powered up and booted, priceless.
You just want to point and laugh at them. I told you.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is.
I have a few friends. Actually, a good bit of my friends know that I like to play Minecraft. You know, I'll get the reaction of, dude, why you like that kids game? Why don't you play? Because a bunch of my friends play Halo on Xbox, and I've been into that for a long time. But ever since I played Minecraft, you know, it's it's been my thing. You know,
it's such an addicting game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can play it as a child, or you could play it as an adult. A child's not going to build this like Good Times with Scar. You know, these things he builds. You know, it's amazing, and some people just don't get it. You know, and I understand that, but that creativity outlet that you mentioned, that's the key. That's the key word. If you need that outlet, this game is perfect for you. And I think that's something that I look for.
Yeah, someone who doesn't play Minecraft probably looks at Scar's build and goes, well, it's just a game. But, like, me and you who play Minecraft look at that and go, that's a work of art. Like, you guys don't understand. That's the Mona Lisa of terrain.
Yes. Yes, it is. He's
amazing. Yeah, and not to mention, he's building that while creating a video of him building that. So that takes two different kinds of creativity, and he's doing it at the same time.
Yep. The fact that he's handicapped just makes it like, man, he's something special.
Yeah. So I don't know if we answered the question correctly. Most of the time is no, we don't talk about Minecraft to our peers. But when we do talk about Minecraft, we don't deny it, and we get extremely excited about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I never deny it. Even I have friends, you know, try to bring it up and, you know, poke fun at me. I'm like, yeah, say whatever. That's my thing. I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I always do the you can't knock it till you try it, and I'll make them sit down and play it. And I've got a couple friends that have actually sat down and played it for a little while. They've all kind of stopped because Minecraft is constantly updating, so now you have all these new rules and stuff to mess with. A
lot of time it's as far as your creativity can take you. So if you don't have that creativity bone in your body, then it's kind of hard to stick with it also.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who is a book writer who is very big into D&D and everything, and I was like, man, Minecraft sounds like it would be perfect for you. I got him on there, and he played for a while, and it just wasn't his type of creativity. He was more of a storyteller and stuff like that. It wasn't a builder, physical placing kind of guy.
Yep.
But yeah, C3PO, hopefully we answered your question. Jason, hopefully we answered your question. Now I'm going to talk about something that's been asked quite a bit for the past 2 weeks, and that was, what happened with Bank? Where's Bank?
Where'd you go?
All I can say is Bank has left the show, and left my live streams we've been doing on Friday. Basically, we kind of had a falling out. We disagreed with how we wanted the podcast to move forward. He had his way, I had my way, and he decided it was better for him just to not be on the show anymore. And I said, okay. And so that's where we're at. For right now, we don't have a co-host. It's basically me and whoever decides to guest, Jimbo being this week's guest.
Oh, this is a test? I didn't even study.
Yes, Jimbo, this is a test.
Oh, man. I blew it.
But yeah, episodes where we can't get guests, we'll have Carl. He's graciously agreed to join on. I tried to get him as co-host, guys. I promise I tried. But Carl's schedule is very, very packed. So he's just going to fill in where he can. He's still going to do all the production stuff. And he's going to be active on the Discord. So round of applause for Carl for doing that stuff.
Good job, Carl.
Good job, Carl.
Way to take command.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm looking for another co-host. If you guys have ideas, we're trying Jimbo out right now. You guys tell me how Jimbo did.
Vote for Jimbo.
It really isn't a tryout. We had planned on having Jimbo as a guest and Omni as a guest earlier when it was just me and Omni. And now it's just me and Jimbo instead of me banking Jimbo. So that's what happened. I won't go into too much other detail than that. It's just we disagreed on how we wanted the podcast to be represented going forward. And it is what it is now. So hopefully you guys are okay with that and we can continue to hit milestone after milestone like we have been. I promise we're still working hard, even though it's kind of tough, per se. But yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, things happen all the time. You know, you just don't. Sometimes, ideas just don't mix, I guess.
Yeah. It is what it is, but I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Jimbo, if you want to give us some outro news.
Sure. If you like the show, you can share it with your friends and on social media. If you listen to Spotify, follow us. If you listen to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Doing any of these helps the show reach more listeners. If you would like to get in contact with the show, send an email to podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com. Tweet us or join our Discord where you can have a chat with any one of us, works on the show, and fellow listeners. The links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure that the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only Decoy. All the social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. Go drink your milk. Bye.
See you later. No.